Oh, okay.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, now, yeah. Yeah, sure, sound
That's
check.
good, good.
Yeah, so, this is...
Hello, 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 hello.
All right.
I don't think so. If we have a mute button, no. Yeah, I'm less though. Better, getting better. Which one's my mute? No. Hello, hello, hello.
All right, Jeremy. The guys are about to start, so I think we'll have to do the same like yesterday.
What do you mean?
I mean,
1
they
minute
just
left.
have to start now.
Через одну
and they
минуту
fail to
начинаем.
explain which is which.
Oh, this is mine right here.
Really? Are you sure?
Now I'm back on. Yep. No. Do you hear me? Okay. Which one did you just push?
So, I mean,
That's you. Okay.
Which is going to be for the third person involved. Probably this one.
Probably.
Because just it doesn't correspond with the wires.
Right.
Which is kind of weird, yeah. No. Yeah. Okay.
Now you can.
Nice find, yeah.
Yeah.
So why is this line is blue? Like
because he hit it.
The background. Just try to not to mess up with the level.
Yeah.
All right. Testing. Yes, guys. Welcome. We are just about to start.
Добрый вечер. Я рада приветствовать всех в бильярдном клубе «База Dream Challenge 2018», день второй. Итак, вчера была непримиримая борьба, но сегодня накал страстей, конечно же, возрастает. Good evening, I'm Anastasia Lupova. I'd like to greet all fans all over the globe on Dream Challenge 2018, Day 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to broadcast the outstanding pool show. Dream Challenge 2080 from Billiards Club Baza Arena, Moscow, Russia. So yesterday that was a great teamwork, but I believe that today there will be a hot match and the emotions will run high. So let me introduce the participants. Team Russia. Lead by Konstantin. Welcome on Baza Arena. And defending champions, Team USA, led by Johan Rusing. Welcome on our stage. and dear coaches, I invite you for a short interview, please. So, Johan, what is your analysis for day 1, please?
From our side, we started a little bit shaky, I think, but we got back after match 3 pretty good. Today we hope, of course, to start stronger and give them a hard time from the start.
Were there some problems in your team game, do you think?
Sorry?
Were there some problems in your doubles and team play? What do you think?
No, there were no troubles, there were only a little bit of jitters, because it's a great arena, there's a good audience, people watching. So we had to get used to the circumstances, and now we are, so we're ready.
Thank you, Johan. Alan, did your team get used to the table and to atmosphere quickly, do you think?
Not so fast, but I think today it will be better, more. I think it will be fine.
Alan, do you see there are some problems maybe with your single matches, but doubles were great?
Yeah, maybe it was look like this, so some not good breaks, yeah. But today we have more double matches, and I think we are waiting for the big fights. We have a lot of big foot tracks players today playing, so I think it will be nice.
So coaches, thank you so much. Please join your teams. Team Russia, are you ready? Team USA, are you ready? So is our broadcasting team ready? Perfect. And our referee in charge, please welcome Artem Bedesnev. So let's get it started.
So we're live again from Moscow, Russia, Baza Place, Baza Pool Hall. And here we are with our schedule for today. We are going to have 3 doubles matches and 2 singles matches. Once again, here you see the schedule, and we lag for the first break of the evening. This is Mikhail Kablakov and Jeremy Jones once again helping you to watch this, to follow this wonderful HD feed from Moscow.
Yeah, and it appears that the Russians have won the lag.
Finally,
Yeah.
I would say, because I think it was a 4 out of 5
Yesterday.
winning the leg for Team USA.
And this is probably, you would have to say, their strongest team with Fedor and Ruslan.
Well, Ruslan has got to play 2 matches in a row today, because next he's on with Christina in doubles. Same thing is with Kosta Stepanov. He will be playing singles and then doubles again. What do you think? Whether it could influence, like maybe do a little favor to Russian team because they will be more prepared? I mean, Ruslan and Kosta like pretty hot in terms of their game.
Yeah, and you obviously, if they win a match and then get to play again, it's always a good thing. And even if losing a match, Michael, I think it's not a bad thing to go right back up. You don't figure these great players hard to get beat twice in a row. Okay, and a successful break as far as making a ball. He's left him an offensive shot, but a tough one. But Ruslan, he doesn't mind attacking. So I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to cut this in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah, the 9 ball came to movement. Once again, we remember we've had one golden break yesterday for Team Russia, fortunately, for Russian fans.
Well, the one thing I like about the cut shot is with a little high left English, he can go straight up the table for a shot on the 2. He can go around the 8 if you want to cue it with right English. Yeah. Now, is he going to get away with this? Doesn't appear so. So USA is going to start off with a nice shot on the 1. And really an open table. It appears the 4 passes the 7.
Yeah, gotta use left side spin probably to hold the cue ball for the 2.
Yeah, and this is where the hit on the ball is very important. If you put the high left and you catch it a little thick, you can really, the cue ball can spread towards the middle of the table instead of coming straight up. Okay, that was well hit, well struck.
Well, it's a 3-2 overall to Russia. So the opening match today is very important.
Got away from him a little bit, a lot actually. And if you don't have the entire pocket here, now the 4 becomes a difficult shot from this angle, because you really need to put a little check on the cue ball, a little bit of what would be left English. Oh, maybe banking this. Now that we saw the banks yesterday that were missed go short, Michael, and now that one ended up going long.
Went a little bit long. Well, like we were saying yesterday, the weather conditions are going to change, and they changed dramatically. Actually, it was heavy raining yesterday, and it's like sun is shining today.
Yeah, it was very dry. We got out in the city some today. It was a beautiful day here in Moscow. Very crisp.
Yeah, you are lucky to have such weather here in September, actually.
Yeah, that's what we've been told. We've only had a couple rainy days now, and 8 days we've been here, I believe.
Yeah, very good. It's going to stay like that by Sunday, I believe. So it won't influence the game anymore.
Yeah, that's an overcut, and you'll see some of that also on the slick tables when you're naturally cutting the ball without English, pretty much. The ball's cut very easily on the newer felt.
It's a pretty steep cut for Tyler.
Yeah, but I think one he should probably take on. Is he cueing low on the ball? If he's cueing low on the ball, he's definitely not banking at it, I don't believe.
So slight misjudgment here by Team USA.
And he's left it in an awkward position. The cross-side bank doesn't sit well.
No way the side pocket on a diamond table will accept the ball from such an angle.
Ruslan, like most great players, very aggressive. He's cueing down on the ball, though, so I'm assuming he may be bringing the cue ball behind the 5, trying to bake this cross corner, like so. A two-way shot.
Paid more attention to cue ball control, and just it came out nicely.
And Billy will probably have to go to the jump cue here. Playing with a 30-second shot clock and 1 extension per game.
I suppose it is 35, actually.
Is it 35? Okay.
Or something in between, you know.
Mm-hmm. Nice snooker behind the 8-ball. And Fedor, he's not, he doesn't take any time to go to the jump cue at all. Fedor doesn't.
Yeah, sure.
Very efficient with the jump cue.
Oh, the 6-ball could come to help here.
Yeah.
Just he whether makes the clear hit or just with the help of the 6.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to try and you want to make a decision there if you play it off the 6 or just cut it naturally. He cut them both.
2 balls are moving, but none found the pocket.
Yeah, and this made the rack a little easier, moving the 6 nearer the pocket. So position on the 5, somewhere in the middle of the table should be fine. And as yesterday, early in the day's play in day 1, there were some misses, but the level of play really went up as the matches went along. Whoa!
Where's the side pocket? That's okay.
Surprised he came down that far with the cue ball. I'm not sure that was totally intended. Seems like he would have just stayed in the center of the table to come down.
Well, he managed to bring the cue ball closer to the 5, but did he keep enough angle?
Right. Billy didn't get to shoot much yesterday in the team play, and Shane Van Boening, he commented on the way back to the hotel last night he only got to shoot once yesterday, period. He'll get to play a bit more today, that's for sure. Yeah, that should be fine, as long as he doesn't get elevated over the 9.
Oh, that's all right.
You should just keep it simple here and pull this ball back out to the center. He's going to go 3 rails, which is okay also.
So the US pair managed to cope with the slight mistakes with their position play. Kind of a recovery shot on the 6. The hard part is done.
Skyler's got to, Tyler's got to realize how easily the ball draws. That's a few shots already in this rack.
He should have seen Oscar drawing the cue ball all the way back straight to the corner pocket yesterday.
Or Skyler when he drew the ball up into the corner pocket as well.
So sometimes too much technique is a drawback, actually. Like the ability to draw the ball.
Well, it's not so much. I mean, it draws easily, but it rolls out so far. That's the thing.
Yeah, once on a brand new cloth, I was amazed how I was just shooting some stop shots to warm up, and it was drawing back all the way. So I had to go like 2 tips above, actually, to make the real stop shot.
Right. Especially if you're any kind of close to the ball.
Yeah, which is pretty unusual. Yeah.
Well, there's no resistance in the cloth at all, so the spin stays all the way to the ball. It doesn't really diminish. Billy and Tyler both practiced the break quite a bit on the outer tables for the last couple of hours. Both of them hitting the break really well.
Were they trying to find some kind of a gold spot for cue ball placement, or?
Well, the cue ball's been nice in the center for the most part. But mainly hitting the ball square, getting your timing down, because we're playing without a template here, so you'll find most of the players hitting the rack pretty firm. So without the guys playing like that all the time like they used to, they play with a lot of templates now, so it's a lot more of a medium pop break than it is a all-out blast. So a little touchy shot here coming down the table. And he's overhit a couple, so he's probably a little amped up. So we'll see if Tyler can get it in control. Oh, that's going to be short. So I think the slick conditions have gotten the best of Tyler as so far. Now these are the type of shots that these players have to go for. Pretty big pocket as far as when it's cutting the ball like this. The ball will slide up the rail pretty nicely. And a great shot there by Billy. And really good speed coming up and down the table. He's not too happy with it, but he should be fine. That should be fine.
Oh yeah, as long as you stay at the table, you should be fine every time.
He should just come 2 rails out here with the top left English to the center of the table. You'll notice the 8 over the pocket. So getting on the 7 later in the rack, you just kind of want to be somewhere where the cue ball's at now. Squeak that one in a little bit. He's gotten a little thin here, Michael. So you may have to shoot this 7 from beyond the side pocket. That's the smart play, yeah, like right in there. These pockets are pretty generous on these cut shots.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Don't try to do too much.
We talked about it yesterday about guaranteeing that shot and that's at all levels of play. But the better you are, I think it's even more.
Yeah,
so.
I think the majority of amateur players, they always try to get the best position possible, and
they want to make the shot easy.
In the end, they either forget to make the shot or just play it like lose the cue ball control.
Okay,
Well,
now
good the table was there.
well, good. Now it's become very difficult going up and down the table because the rails are a little bit soft. He's got plenty of angle on a broke-in table, but now coming up and down is very difficult. The only reason he caught that 8 is because he hit the 4 a little thick. Okay, so he's got to watch out for that upper left-hand corner here.
So that's 2 rails across. Oh, what about the corner pocket?
It should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Team USA goes 2 racks up
Yeah, with a
in the race
run.
to 5. Yeah. So once again, every match is a race to 5, and overall it's a race to 9. Best of 17. Round of applause for local team. Just a kind of inspiration.
Oh, for sure. There we are.
Jeremy's on the left.
Now, Ruslan, yesterday, he didn't back off the break at all. I'm sure that won't change today.
Oh, he was using the right side of the table as well, looking pretty often.
Oh, cue ball. Cue ball.
Lost it completely.
And now he's broke dry again, though, even though he scratched. I know that's a concern, but the break and dry has to be a bigger concern, right? That's his last 3 breaks, including yesterday. A lot of work here, though, for the Americans. We'll get a look at the table here in
Well,
a second.
actually, it got kicked.
Right. Yeah, that's why I say I wouldn't be so concerned about the scratch, but the dry break is the one that would bother me, that's for sure. But you'll see a 4-7 that they're going to probably have to bank the 4, play safe on the 4, maybe a carom shot, kissing the 4 and making the 7. So, yeah, they don't want to waste an extension here, shooting from the 1 to the 2, because they could have issues later in the rack, that's for sure. He's going to just slide up the table.
Nice keyboard control.
Yeah, good speed. Billy, like I said, he didn't get to play much yesterday overall, but so far the speed's been nice. The problem with the 4-7 carom, unless you just get ideal, the cue ball is going to be down on that rail after you make it, and the 4 is going to come up, and then the 5's back.
What do you think about bumping either the 7 or the 4 off the 3 ball?
Well, he's gotten so nice on the 2 to where he could stay on the bottom rail and create a natural angle going into that 4-7. And that's not a bad idea because you should have good enough speed to where you're not going to get snookered. To where if you don't come away with an offensive shot on the 4, you can at least play safe. Now, that's what if you get high on the carom shot like they're looking at, now's the problem. Where's the 4 going afterwards? And where's the cue ball going to be? Because the 5's got to be able to get back for the 5, so. Well, that's got to slow down a little bit, I think. He may have gotten perfect, I don't know. Looks like he's really got to edge the 4 from there to make the 7.
Oh, it's so easy to make a mistake here. I mean, the cut is so tiny.
Yeah, and you may even have to apply a little English to throw the 7 in. A little bit of right English. Yeah, that's what
Oh, you see what I was talking about? He took it too thick.
Too thick, and he didn't apply any English at all. I would have had to put a little bit of right spin to try and throw the 7 towards the pocket a little
Probably
better.
he felt he didn't have enough angle to work with.
Maybe, and being on the rail a little bit. And it's touchy putting the spin, but you almost just got to trust it. And it's not something that you can really aim or calculate so much. So he'll probably just drop to the bottom rail here, leaving a natural angle on the 7 to come slide up the table for the 8.
Well, very often it looks like with the ball hanging over the corner pocket, the cue ball can be anywhere. But this is the point. Like once again, amateurs fail to practice enough because
Right.
like they take it for granted usually, and it's very easy. Every pro knows that it's very easy to make a mistake
No, it's
from
almost
a hanging ball.
yeah, it's almost one of the things I always go over when teaching is coming out of the pocket on easy balls. It's very easy to get out of line.
Yeah, you get a wrong cut or
A lot of mishits, yeah. And now an easy 9 ball to get Russia on the board. They're down a break as far as the Americans now have a 2-1 lead and breaking. So important the Americans hold here. One thing, if you're looking at the American side, you'd have to say the overall breaking has been, they've gotten the best of that so far, even though they're trailing 3-2 in the cup. The Dream Challenge, excuse me.
Well, I recall recently this has been a big issue during the Mosconi Cup, actually, the break by the Team USA.
Yeah,
And
there's-
I believe that was the part they were like always trailing in.
yeah. Well, and I think overall, I was at 2 of the last 3 cups, and I mean the break definitely hurt us, but I couldn't really say that was the one thing. That it was more of the play a little bit, and then overall giving a ball in hand too much.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Johan Rusink is the one paying much attention to the break, actually. And as long as he was captain for Team Europe, I think this is where Team USA was lacking, pretty much.
Okay, he's got a thin cut on the 1-3, 1-3 combination, and he's going to have to turn the cue ball loose. But I think it's okay. I think you have to shoot at this. I don't like the carom so much, kissing off the 1 and making the 3 with the cue ball. Yeah, you got to shoot at this. Maybe take the route. If you feel good about it, you can soft spin it in and come around the 5. If not, just level out and cut it in. It looks like he's spinning it.
Yeah, good thing about this shot is just you are almost guaranteed to have 1 ball in the corner.
Right.
Just don't get behind the 8.
He caught the 1 too thick. He caught the 1 too thick. You'll notice how much it hit into the rail.
I wonder whether it is possible to predict all these circumstances and maybe hit a little bit with more speed, probably, just to be sure that the cue ball does travel past
The 5,
this
yeah,
line.
Yeah, with such a big pocket on the 3, meaning you could hit the rail first, you could hit the ball first, and make the 3 guaranteed. You definitely got to pick a line to where you go by the 5. I think the cue ball, though, like with the left English, it bent a little bit more towards the right and caught the ball thicker than he anticipated. I'm sure that's what he was trying.
So 2 rails kick is on now.
Yeah, he did all right, though, because the 2's got the 1 covered up, I believe.
Yeah, he didn't leave much, but he left an open shot on the 1 at least.
Well, you can tell they're taking their time, and they're definitely going to take an extension here. So it's not easy, obviously. They could just coast the 1 by the 2. They could just lay the 1 by the 2, but that's kind of a simple safety. And a lot of times with these balls near the spot, you'll see guys be able, he caught the 2 ball. Wow.
Actually,
He caught the 2 ball
yeah,
with
he
the
moved. He
1.
moved the ball he was hiding behind.
Right. Well, that was just a lack of concentration there.
Yeah, that's a 30-second shot clock.
Okay, he's got to edge the 1 into the 6. I think he can go either behind the 7 or behind the 9, maybe. That's pretty easy. He's going up table with the cue ball here, trying to play the 1 by the 7-9. Okay, not bad. Took a chance at making the 1 in the corner as well. I'll tell you what, when you give great players a little bit of air with the cue ball, like right here with the jump cue, things happen.
And once again, this is Federer with his jump stick.
That he puts to bed every night. Does he missed his last one. Left. And that's what I mean. That's why if you're going to play a safety like that, you have to really be aware of what you're doing, meaning you can't really leave the guys gaps that much these days. You have to really bury the cue ball, or you have to put the ball in position to where if they jump, they don't have an offensive jump. They have a jump to where they have to knock the ball around tables, something like that. So a couple opportunities there for the Americans that have gotten away from them. That's not the best, but it should do. He should. I think he may be able to go around the 9.
Federer was obviously disappointed with the play.
And this is the type of shot that where if you draw it or if you go into the 9, should come out okay.
Didn't last long. So we are even. I think we are going to have 40 here in the booth in a minute. So you guys get ready. Maybe we are gonna to have some argument between two players with their discussing.
You and Corey argue a lot? Is that what you're saying? Oh, you're talking about me and Corey?
Yeah, sure.
Only when we're playing each other. That's it. Oh, going way out to the center of the table like a 10-ball break. So definitely changing it up here, Thor is. Well, the 9 getting a lot of action.
Well,
I think
actually,
it's a dry break,
yeah.
though.
In the past, when we didn't have any racking templates, I noticed that if we put the cue ball in this position, like Federer does, the 9 ball actually moves more.
Oh, yeah.
And just the chance to make it on the break is higher.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even with the template, it moves more from the center. The ball off the back rail comes and kisses
as
it
long
a lot.
as the template is good enough, I think the center ball, whether it is the 9 or the 10, is supposed to stay there.
It does, but I'm saying with the 9-ball rack, it gets a little bit more kisses. It doesn't really move out of the rack. The ball coming off the back rail can kiss it sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so he's got a little bit of a gap to come down in between the 4, 8, and 6 to come back up for the 2. Okay, nice shot. He's got to learn that how much the cue ball spreads. Even though he put right English there, it's not going to check. So it's a little bit more about the draw and catching your line a little bit more with the cue ball. So this super tough shot for Billy here. Just making the ball, that's not much, but you'll see he has to elevate to be able to get position on the 3. The 4 only has 1 pocket, I think. Nice shot. Billy looks really comfortable there.
Yeah, very nice, and especially at that pace.
Yeah. We'll see. I think he can draw this up the side rail. This is the type of table, this is perfect for this shot to come on the right side of the 4 with a low right English. This is where experience, you should know that you can come up the side of the table no problem on a slick table. All right, he used every bit of the pocket, and that should be enough, though.
I think Billy can even hold the ball to play to the side if he wants.
Yeah, he can just float this in.
Or just go a little bit farther and play for the corner, which is okay as well. Even here might be traveling 2 rails around.
Yeah, you may go in between the 8-6, or I think I like in between the 8-6 more than I do the 7-8. A little safer. You get position quicker. He could just drop down to the low rail too, just coming in.
Just don't be intimidated by the side pockets of the diamond. That is what I was talking about.
Yeah, but you can't keep squandering opportunities, that's for sure. The opening match here only in day 2, but they're all crucial, especially when trailing, Michael.
Well, even yesterday there was a match where Team USA failed to hold the lead, and now we are just about to see the same, wasting the 2-racks gap.
Yeah, it could have easily been
3-0.
Yeah, it could have easily been 4-1 here after this rack.
Overend is just a little bit, but this is not a problem for a player of Ruslan's caliber. So this is the first time Team Russia is leading in this opening match of the night. Really knows how crucial this break is going to be.
We got somebody creeping in on us.
So, guys, Corey is here.
Hey, how's it going, folks?
Good. How you doing, Corey?
Pretty good. Yeah, that last one, I think I was with you on dropping down to the end rail there because he would have had a nice angle to come up with 7, whereas if you get on the other side, could have been a little more difficult to get on the 7. He could have took pace off of it, right?
Yeah, which rack you talking about? The last?
The last one?
Yeah.
Right here? Oh, you talking
When he
about
missed
the
the 5
5.
and the side.
Yeah. But either way, okay, very successful break. Now what's the one going to do? It got a little kiss there, and now he's snookered, but he's got a nice kick shot, it appears. Something you probably can't pass up on, right, Corey?
Yeah, I think he can stick this, maybe send the 1 towards the side pocket and back up.
Yeah, or even below the 5 and 9, maybe. It's really at this level, you really have a lot of control when the ball's near that back rail, meaning you should be fairly accurate.
Table's playing kind of slick though, so I'm not sure how much you can get under this.
Yeah, just make sure you hit it with not too hard of a speed. That's the key. Let it trickle down the table.
Now, Corey, did you have any chance to try the TV table today?
I didn't hit any balls on it. I don't think we're supposed to hit balls on it before we play, but...
Yeah, because we suppose the playing conditions changed a little bit from yesterday.
Oh, did they re-level the table, or...?
No, I mean,
Well,
the weather changed, actually.
Yeah, they did a little bit of leveling to the table, but definitely...
Didn't know that.
Yeah, the rails are definitely a little drier, it appears. The cue ball not checking up as much.
It looks like the ball's drawing real easy.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a little bit of heat with the lights, and there's brand new pool balls.
Yeah, it was. So the balls are new, even from yesterday? Different balls?
Well,
Or same thing?
I'm sure they're the same, but freshly cleaned, and then with the slick felt. Well, the guys have had a little bit of issues kicking at the balls. You can see really with ball in hand 1 to the 2, and then the 4 shouldn't be much of an issue. Now 4 to the 5, that's the only real work.
4 to the 5. When a table's playing slick, that following around 3 rails, you gotta hit it nice and smooth and get it, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
It can.
You need more angle, right?
Yeah, it can tend to slide a lot in the side pockets in play.
Okay, that's
Another thing he can do here is he might be able to just draw
2 rails
towards the side. I don't think you're any threat of scratching in the side here, but draw as high as you can,
and it
comes
spreads
over.
real well, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna slide real long. I kind of like that play.
But being so close to it, I think 3 rails is fine.
Yeah,
when you have
either
distance.
way. Yeah.
But I agree with you. Whenever you have distance on this slick table with the top inside English, the shot becomes difficult.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he played it very nice.
I think
There
he's
was
got-
a little chance that he comes short, but he's okay here.
I think he's got enough angle to follow 2 rails.
I think he's probably just going to punch this a little bit, I thought he had an angle to where he could come to this side rail. It may be 2 rails out off the end rail.
Oh, he drew it. Okay. That was a great shot.
The rails are soft, though.
This is a little wide angle. If he follows this, it could be going near the corner. I don't know if he can beat the scratch. Might just draw over.
I think he can with just a straight high ball. And just kind of float out to the center. Billy's taken on all the tough shots this match and made them. So
Yeah, he's made some nice shots.
Well, like we said, he's got to play at last, as opposed to yesterday. So just he might be enjoying this.
Yeah, he's drawing this. I like this. It's a safe.
nice
He hit it
shot.
real nice.
Yeah, real clean.
Oh, that's a great play, and actually the side grabbed pretty nicely.
Pretty well, yeah. I think the key to those shots is not apply a ton of side English on this slick table because, like I said, the bend of the cue ball is so much different than what you're used to.
All right, what's our score here?
It's 3 apiece.
3?
Yeah, that's correct. So Corey, some of our viewers might not know that you took part in pyramid event during the Kremlin Cup. So
did,
could you share your experience from that one?
Yeah, that's always been fun. I've played in it the last few years, but yeah, it was especially fun this time. I was able to win a few games and actually won a match. So I got to play one of the top 15 players. Very impressive. Man, they just when they get in stroke, you can really see how awesome they are at that game and how all the different neat scratch shots they can hit. Those are shots we just don't shoot and pull, so it's
Quite a bit of moving in that game too, right?
yeah, some safeties, a lot like one pocket, straight shooting like snooker, and it's just like takes a little bit from every game.
Oh, Jeremy, did you notice Ruslan changed his cue placement as well? Just
Yeah.
moved
Yeah.
farther off the rail.
It was a hell of a break. He just didn't get lucky on the shot.
9, look at the 9 almost went as well. So he may have a rail first here, but I'll tell you what, it's touchy with the 3 being there. Now, Corey, you play the 4th match, I think, today.
The 4th.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
Oscar
Yeah.
against Fedor and Stepanov. Have you thought about
That's
your match
good.
later
That's
on?
good. I
coming
like
up?
playing with Oscar. We've done pretty well historically. Played a lot together played in Germany. We played the Mosconi Cup. We played together a few times, so I think we're comfortable.
Now, what do you think about a rollout here? This is difficult, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I definitely like rolling out. I might. I mean, if you're comfortable kicking and stopping the ball.
Well, it's too steep, though, isn't it?
Yeah, like if you roll out, and hit the 5, then you can kick and stop it.
He's
actually
getting
like
rid of
this.
the 9.
Oh, we didn't really get rid of it.
Yeah, he was trying to leave a jump shot. I
Didn't
believe,
change
at the
much.
one. Yeah. I don't think he's going to get it back unless it's absolutely death. I mean, like nothing there. I don't know.
Well, Corey, back to you playing Scotch doubles with Oscar. Actually, you lost here last year 4-5 to Gorst and Dudenets.
Well, I never remember my losses.
Billy taking on a long shot on the 1 here. Great shot.
That was a good shot.
I'll tell you what, Billy's looked very comfortable out here today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a little bit of a decision here. This is, if you don't mind shooting a 3 and just hitting it with a high right and just coming out on the, you know what I mean, hitting inside the 4 and coming out for the little bit of a cut shot on the 4 in the same
Yeah,
pocket.
just to the middle of the table.
Right,
The cut should
because
be
the
pretty
5's
simple.
right there, right?
Yeah, you can come across one rail.
Yeah, don't take any chances on trying to get snookered here, trying to get a little better on the 3.
Yeah, like
Could
this-
get behind the 5 easily.
Yeah, he's doing what you're saying. Just gonna roll this in
With
Not
the right
gonna try-
English and then take the little cut on the
Yeah,
4,
he's not gonna
right?
try and draw up under the 6.
Well, I don't like going 2 rails either that much, but there is a line there that's okay.
You gotta overcut it.
Yeah, that's the shot for sure.
I like that.
You got to know your partner's okay with this. Just whether he wants to float this in, catching the second rail across the table shouldn't be a problem.
Good shot.
Yeah, I used the whole pocket for this one.
Get a nice angle on the 7 where you can just float across and good on this combination.
Yeah, and that's kind of, Michael, a lot of times you'll play a little bit into the rail when the table's so slick. Missing the ball that way is very difficult unless you really put a jarry stroke on the ball.
Yeah, nice point there.
Yeah. So sometimes it looks like it's a little crudely hit, but it really was a little more intended than you think.
Oh, that's for sure. I believe that actually in pool, very often you are to use the whole width of the pocket and what they are made for.
Right. Yeah, to gain angles on position.
Yeah,
or whatever
sure.
It might be. Is he just chipping this in the side? Okay. Got to pay attention to this one.
Especially when you get honked at. Ooh.
Well, provided he missed the last one, which was much easier, like a last strike,
Yeah,
the 5 ball. Yeah.
He hit at a good pace. Good pace.
Yeah, I'm
He didn't
surprised
try
he
and
didn't shoot it in the corner, though. It seemed like to me it was pretty easy in the corner. And, whew, you could see on the replay that he used every bit of that side pocket. This one here, you just don't let up on, meaning you're not going to blast it, but make sure you just
Do you play it rail first or whatever?
No, I don't really, but I just play it on the thin side of the line.
He hit it rail first. Really good. As long as you get the pace right, I think that ball's good ball.
Right, as long as you don't baby it too much and don't hit it too hard, just right in the medium.
Put the mustache on the guy in the background. That's sweet.
And Ruslan, he hasn't had much luck on the break. Now making a ball, and really, they were kind of in jail right from the get. I think I would have tried to had to tie a ball up there. I'm not sure what Fedor. I think Fedor was trying to roll out to a jump shot, is what it was, making the 9 and holding the cue ball behind the 7.
Yeah, probably. We could just ask him later on. Well, like we said today already, Ruslan is going to play the next match as well. So
I think it's Tyler's break is what they're discussing. I believe they're correct. I believe Billy broke last for the Americans.
Ruslan has got to find some kind of a remedy for his break as soon as possible.
Well, the last one was okay. It was just the one got in a nice place. It just so happened that everything covered it up. But he's been moving quite a few balls up table, so you're going to maybe have some snookers. He's moving 5 or 6 balls up table when he's breaking. Wow, those didn't open very well. He kind of cut break a little bit.
Yeah, well, that was a loose break, I think.
Well,
The
he
loose
kind of
rack.
laid off him a lot, and he kind of cut him quite a bit. So
Yeah, but they still didn't open up the.
no, if the rack was like that, he really needed to break from the center more, right, Corey?
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, I mean,
Without seeing it.
sometimes it's tough to tell from here.
Well, yesterday the majority of players were able to make the wing ball actually.
Most of the breaks have been good. I mean, if you they open up bad like that, it's just chalk it up to bad luck and move on.
He doesn't want to get straight here.
Well, what do you guys think about the break in general overall? I mean, recently this has been too much of a problem. Whether like with the wrecking template or without wrecking template, too much hustle around the break shot.
Well, this is the best
Do
way to play right
do
here.
you think the change is needed?
Yeah, well, I really like the 9 on the spot that we played. We're going to play next week in Europe. I really like those rules as far as with the 3-point rule. Played that a few times at the U.S. Open recently in recent years, and saw a lot of variation in the outcomes of the break. Saw a lot of frustration as well, but
Yeah, because actually what I like personally is like they do in American rotation. It is like a ball in hand for the shooter every time after the break, or like if you don't want the game become too offensive, just make it an obligatory push out
right,
every time if you want to see some strategy involved.
right.
The thing about putting the 9 on the spot, the Europeans do that every week, so it kind of favors them.
Well, I understand it's got to favor whoever.
Like these
whoever
rules are
rule you
fine
pick,
because
but-
there's a lot of variety. You saw that last break, nothing went in, so just a lot of different things are going to happen. You're just going to have to, probably switch your break up a little bit. If you're able to switch your break up, then you're gonna do well like this. With the referee reckon.
Oh, now 9 ball away from going hill in our first hill match. To the flag. Yeah, but I think if we played the 9 on the spot as a whole back in America, I think everyone would like it as well. With the 3-point rule. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes you hit them correctly and you get a foul, but that's just part of it. I mean, it's going to happen to everybody here and there. Really not too happy about something.
Well, I mean the break recently has become such a big part of the game. Actually,
It's definitely too much of the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's like having a
just-
driver in golf that you can let 350 in the middle.
all the people are frustrated actually about the argument around the wrecking, like wreck your own or wreck with a referee or you wreck for yourself or whatever. Just and so far I don't see like any positive movement like towards.
Well, it's a difficult situation.
Yeah,
so.
just maybe a push out after the break just will make everyone happy.
Well, I think with the Euro Tour, I think if you ask them, they see the guys that have played the best throughout the year getting the best finishes, and that's kind of what you want to see, I believe.
Well, and at Euro Tour and European Championships, they just tap the wrecking area.
I'm sure the guy that's winning is
Right.
also breaking pretty well.
Right.
Whatever the break rules are, I'm sure the guy that's winning is probably breaking.
Well, yeah, but I think you also see variation there. If you have so many great players in Europe playing the Euro Tour, and you don't have one guy dominating, that's got to tell you that the break isn't just taking over. Maybe not.
I don't know. I think anytime you get that template, you're going to see a lot of the same runouts. You know,
I didn't. I'm surprised he went all out for that. He
Yeah.
called it cross corner, but you either got to go
just
for
a
it, go.
hair
or-
hard. He had
Yeah.
just a hair hard. That was actually a pretty good shot, but I think he was just calling it cross corner just in case. He was just playing safe.
Right, but he doesn't have to call it at all. We're playing 9 ball. Maybe he was just telling his partner what he was kind of doing.
Okay.
He's giving up a shot here, though, I believe. Tough out, though. You'll notice getting on the 3 isn't easy. Okay.
It's a tough shot right here. I mean, you can cut it in and come straight across twice.
And take another tough shot on
Take
the 4.
another one.
But is the 5-9 dead? It might be worth it. If the 5-9's wired, it may be worth it cutting this in, going back and forth for another cut on the 4, because position is just all about making the 4. You can probably make the 5-9 from anywhere.
Or, well, after all, here all you want to do is just to have the 4 ball visible, like, available for a shot, and then you just can play safety.
He's got his extension.
That was a good shot. I really didn't see any safety there anyway, so
No.
I think he had to do that.
Boy, he sure has left it tough. Now, do you
Does-
roll this in and try and play for a blocker if you miss?
You
or
really
do
don't
you-
have to shoot this if you don't want. I mean, you can just hit it thick as you can and bank it up and play the cue ball behind the 6.
I like
9,
that shot
5.
probably the best. I mean, it's hard sometimes to keep yourself from not wanting to shoot at it, but I think that's the correct shot. Play the 4 about the middle of the side rail. Oh, wow, great
Nice
shot.
shot.
Don't do this.
Yeah, now if this combo goes, actually the 5 goes.
No, the 5 goes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. No, that, tell you what, this would be a hell of an out.
Well,
And
he
the
can
combo
draw
is
off
not
the
on
top of
anyway.
Yeah, he can draw off the top of the 9 to play the 6 in the same corner. He may let it go and come off hard off the 9 and draw out to the center of the table. So it kind of depends on what you want to do here, right, Corey?
Yeah, and you got to think about where this 9's going to.
I know. But the 9's not going to snooker you. The one thing it could do is if you play short side on the 6, it could get in front of the pocket for the 6. Okay, he went in and played it out, and that's a great shot.
Good shot.
Big point right here for the U.S., for both teams.
Yeah, not a bad shot on the 5 for a heel-heel situation.
No, he made a great shot on the 3 and the 5. Billy made a heck of a shot on the 4. Okay, so just really one big shot on the 7 here. Main thing here is stay off the rail. Anytime the 8 is away from the rail right there, as
You
long as
go
you're
2
off the rail,
rails
there's
here,
not
you hit
really
it.
a bad spot.
Hit it kind of firm and go 2 rails.
Well, if you feel good about it, I like dragging this ball. Well, I don't know. It looks a little thinner from here. But I kind of like dragging it on these soft rails myself.
I went
Nice
to
shot.
2, just to make sure he gets a little
Yeah.
angle.
Billy looks uber focused. Big 2 balls here for America, trying to beat Russia's best team.
Well, looks like we're going to get things level overall. Almost straight in. Shot on the 9 for Tyler Styer.
So now it's due 3-3 and 5-minute
Yeah,
break.
right now we're going to have a 5-minute break and we'll be back shortly.
3-3 по матчу, 5-минутный перерыв.
руководит. Если ты в процессе что-то тебе не нужно, ты еще разочек попробуй поставить повыше или голову, здесь не видно. Давай тогда начнем.
Давай. Я пошел. Давай.
Нет, там все равно не бьют. Везде так ставят. Просто это раскатывается.
Ну, что это?
Давайте треугольником черный оставьте.
Разбейте кто-то. Вот, да, все, начинаем. Все, начинаем.
Michael and Jeremy, we are waiting for you in commentator booth.
All right, seems we're back live. Jeremy is going to join me in a second. I'm surprised our scoreboard is messed a little bit because
И мы продолжаем Dream Challenge 2018, день второй парный матч. So, and we are ready with our second double match. Please greet our participants. Team USA, Shane Van Boening and Skyler Woodward. Team Russia, Ruslan Chinakhov and this special greeting to Konstantin and Tkach, our mixed pair. So good luck, guys, and we are ready.
This you?
Shane Van Boening is going to break.
5 out of 7 now that the Americans have won the last. Saw last match going hill-hill and anticipate a lot more of those. Shane giving a thorough inspection of the rack. I don't think you'll see Shane backing off the break at all.
Well, we didn't have to see much of Shane yesterday. Only in five on five, yeah.
He commented that was the first thing he said on the ride back. I got to shoot one shot. Now he's got a 1-2 combination that appears it does go, but it's tight.
Well, I got to make sure the 2-ball goes past the 4.
And you got to say that the guys, these two are decent favorite in this match. Even though this young lady does play well for the Russian team. Race to 5-9 ball playing Scotch doubles.
Yeah, she does.
Certainly win.
Actually, she's one of the best female players in Europe, despite her almost junior age. Yeah. She were playing juniors only last year.
Okay. Couldn't hold the cue ball though.
Looks as though he had no intention to actually.
Well, maybe not. Yeah. I think he did. I think he just wanted. He tried to make sure he got the draw on the ball to hold position, and he kind of got away from him. And if he doesn't have an edge of this, he's got a tough kick. Super tough. He may have to use his extension right here. Now Shane is one of the best you'll ever find at edging the ball. I mean, him and Earl are probably the two best I've ever seen at it.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation, Jeremy.
Incredible at edging the ball. Oh, great shot. And that's a lot of knowledge there. A lot of people wouldn't even try that because they're so afraid of going off the back of the 4 and scratching. But you'll see how far he cut the 1 backwards.
He used the 4, and you could have seen the top spin. The top spin grabbed so much, and just it helped to stop the cue ball.
Well, that was the thin hit on the 1, though. So he went into the rail very quickly. So any thicker on that 1, he would have slid off the 4 and probably scratched in the corner.
Extension call.
So it looks like both teams have used their extensions right now.
And this is a jump shot just for safety, I believe, bringing the cue ball back behind the 9-7, most likely, taking a chance at fluking the one somewhere. Oh, he kicked into the rail, jump kicked into the rail.
Rail first play, and he left it on.
So Skyler a little jumpy on his first opening shot on that combination. So we'll see if he can get the speed under control a little bit. And that's kind of on that new felt, the ball will hook. It's almost like coming out of the pocket. You have to come out a little smoother on those shots, a little cleaner, or else anytime the cue ball goes into the rail so quickly.
Probably longer follow through.
Well, just a little lighter actually makes it roll out. It doesn't. We call it hydraulic. It kind of has a lot of high spin on it. Shane, even though elevated, he'll just kind of ease this in. And I'll tell you a guy who's, I think, improved. Is that hard to say? Shane Van Boening improving? A lot of people would say that's hard to say.
You never stop to learn in cue sports, actually.
No. A lot of sports are like that. Stationary object sports are the type of game you really never perfect. That being like pool or golf.
Do you play golf yourself, by the way?
If you want to call it that, yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, the majority of American pool players, they like golf because these sports have many things like
similar,
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of creative mind games.
And even in terms of technique.
Right. And now to a 1-0 lead here in our second match of day 2 play. Second match? Yeah, second match of day 2.
Still a long way to go today. 3 more matches.
Yeah, we'll be followed up with a singles match with Shane McMinn against Konstantin Stepanov.
And actually, it is Billy Thorpe finishing the day versus Maxim Dudenets. So we see Billy in the background here. Obviously, he prefers not to wear his playing jersey when he is not in the business.
Okay, now
guys.
Ruslan really changing positions.
Yeah, that's true. Shane Van Boening is not using a Predator Revo shaft. That's the latest Tkach.
Yeah,
it is carbon is
oh my!
Like again, you
look
see
at the 9 ball. Watch the 9 ball.
Ruslan scratch just once again. Does it make it like a 4 out of 5 recent breaks?
Well, with dry breaks as well. But the thing is, when you keep switching, it's hard to get dialed in one spot. So a lot of guys inspect the rack and really play the game according to the rack. But I've told players beforehand, if you get dialed in from one spot, don't worry, you're going to make balls because you're going to consistently hit them well. So you'll see Shane attacking on a combination here early.
Oh, pretty lucky Team Russia here with a 9 ball dropping as well.
That's right. If it would have hung, it would have been a much easier combination on the 2-9. But one with ball in hand, if he's shooting it, he's a high percentage to make it. And he doesn't have to. Or he really could run out here with ball in hand pretty easily. I'm surprised he is actually shooting it because the 3 to the 4 is easy. Then the 5 is there. So he's going to draw back behind them balls, though. He's going to draw back behind the... yeah, I would look at the run out. I'll tell you that. The 4 is not tied up, though. But he'll definitely draw the cue ball back behind the 8-2-7, I believe, anyways.
Oh, he feels probably he's got a sure safety.
Yeah, but there is no sure safety in today's game. Now the one's over the pocket of the jump cue.
Kept it pretty safe.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got several questions about the pocket size here. I think that's just a regular diamond table, probably 4 and 3.
3/8.
3/4 maybe. Or
no, it's not that big. No, they're not that big.
3/8.
4.5 is standard. Yeah.
Maybe I think it's 4.5 then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're playing a hair softer just because of the slick felt and the lights.
Yeah, that's true. Nice kick from Christina.
And that's what happens. Now she's left a difficult situation for the Americans. I'm a little shocked that Shane didn't look a little bit more at the run out. I know he saw that 4 ball initially with the 6, but you could see the 3 on the side rail dropping to the low rail was not difficult. And our captain Johan reminding these guys and the team that not to take anything for granted in some of these matches, which I don't think they are. But.
That's very important, yeah, just to keep it in mind.
And it's more about when you talk about professional sports, especially when it comes to pool or golf or sports like that, it becomes more about how you're playing. You get more involved on what you're doing. Okay, I'm wondering if Ruslan will tell her to use the 8 ball to hold position on the 3. Looks like he's going to tell her to come out to the middle of the table. Nothing wrong with that.
You are going to see pretty much kind of coach in here from Ruslan to Christina, because they practiced together a lot, and at some point he was even giving her some advice in terms of play. So just kind of a tutor and a pupil.
Looks like he's got a swerve around this 5 a touch, Michael.
Yeah, looks like so.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone to a jump cue. Wow. I'm surprised he's not crossing this over and playing safe. I'm not sure if he can go forward jumping this ball, and you have to go forward to get position on the 4 ball. So interesting play here, in my opinion. Yeah, you see the cue ball kind of wasn't really going towards the 4 much at all. A little bit, but...
well, I think he had less than half a ball to come over. Yeah.
Yeah, he almost shot it with his regular cue with a slight masse, so obviously wasn't much. Now we'll see if Shane, I think he has enough, nice angle to check this up with a little left coming to the short side. But you can see how the ball hooks a little bit. This might work out.
Yeah, looks like Shane was satisfied with the outcome.
Yeah, I don't think he can reach this though to attack, so he's going to have to play safe. I don't think he should take any chances here. Just lay the 4 on the side rail.
And just freeze the cue ball to the 6.
Yeah, like so.
Well, failed to do this.
Yeah, but that's good enough. Should be okay. Yeah, freezing it to the 6 would have been better. Just cutting off the bottom rail. But I'll tell you, if she can kick long rail here with the 6 and 9 the way they are, if you hit rail first or a piece of the ball, overcut the 4 a little bit, there's a lot of ways to get saved, because the cue ball will be dropping below the 6 somehow, one way or another. Like here, watch where the cue ball's going.
That's an excellent attempt. Yeah. Well, she has been very thorough with any aspect of the game, and kicking as well recently.
All right, this is a tough shot because getting all the way out, you see how the cue ball kind of hugs a little bit, so it's very hard to come down table with the top English on a full hit. So the guys will have to learn they have to actually hit the ball lighter to make it go further. That way you don't get the cue ball kind of, like I said before, hydraulicing off the rail a little bit. It's a difficult thing.
It might sound confusing, but that's the way it is, actually.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to get a hold of, but it's... Oh, wow, nice shot. Oh, wow. How unlucky is that?
The cue ball control is perfect, but they are unlucky on this shot. Just kind of misjudgment.
Well, she can't... she had to concentrate on the cue ball fully.
Yeah.
So, this is the type of kick I like to slow roll, especially with the 8 there. You can get the cue ball on the 7 in a lot of funny places, and you can make it. A lot of people kick it this hard, which I think makes the kick a little more difficult to hit. Wow. Wow.
How good is that?
That's amazing. That's 2 incredibly bad rolls back to back.
How often do you see that?
Wow, that was amazing. Oh, she kept her composure pretty well, considering.
Almost broken into tears,
Yeah,
actually,
right.
here. Because so unlucky in this rack.
Well, I'm sure she's pretty mature beyond her years. I'm sure she'll recompose and.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, that shot on the 6 just shows how many aspects of the game are involved in any shot, actually. Had she noticed the path of the 6, probably she could have applied some kind of side just to correct this one.
Right.
And just not to drive it towards the side pocket.
Yeah, and I think maybe the new felt, she may not have realized. She probably did have a little side spin on it. See, and she expected it to spread a little bit more before the side pocket.
That's correct, yeah.
So I think it was more the new felt took a little bit different path.
Than misjudgment,
yeah, exactly. Which in time will be judgment because you get, she's going to probably win many titles and play on many TV-like kind of tables, so she'll get used to that.
Ruslan came up with an excellent attempt once again on the 7, but got very unlucky.
Now, Styer in his singles match yesterday was very, very successful on the break. He lost the cue ball to the bottom rail, but there's a lot of area now. The 2's going to get over the side. So a little bit of a tester, and Michael had already commented how difficult the side pockets are on diamond tables. I'm not sure if the 2 goes in the corner or not. If the 2 goes in the corner, you never know. You may see him take on the corner, but I think the side is okay. Nice shot. Nice shot.
Oh, speaking of the break, who on current USA squad has the best break part of SVD? Part of Shane and Boening?
Well, yeah, that's one thing about the Americans as a whole. There's a few different techniques out there with the Americans, but Oscar breaks the balls really great. We saw Billy and Tyler both. A lot of the team comments on how well Tyler breaks the balls. Corey can break the balls many different ways, which is unique to him. So I think as a whole, you might say the most inconsistent breaker.
Easy yourself, yeah.
Well, maybe
kidding.
Johan when it comes to that, but no, maybe Shane McMinn is probably our good friend of mine too. But just being honest about it, is probably the one that lacks a little bit of power at times.
He's got plenty of time, so it's good to know you have some elements to work on.
Oh yeah, no, and don't get me wrong, he breaks the balls pretty well, but that's just how well the rest of the team breaks the ball. So.
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah.
That's a little thick.
Undercut this.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And that's that one slid in a little bit.
Oh, for the moment, I wasn't sure it even goes into the corner.
Right. I thought it was actually thick into the rail. So Team America stretching their lead to 3-0. And a great break by Styer, even though he lost the cue ball a little bit, but the nice opening shot by Shane Van Boening on the 2 ball, dropping down for the 3, and then kind of made the rack look pretty easy. A little bit out of line on the 8. It was hit a little thickly, but so all the pressure now on Team Russia, trying to get their first point here in day 2.
Yeah, and it's especially important, I think, for Christina.
Well,
being involved actually for the first time.
Well, she shouldn't be too worried. She's played well so far. I mean, with her opportunities, so. And I watched her play at the Kremlin Cup too. She was pretty steady over there as well.
And there was a very surprising result. She had a whitewash in her, in the losers bracket, and everyone was surprised. How come? And I asked her actually this question, and she replied that it happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't get anything going, and
right. Well, 10 ball's a funny game like that too. Sometimes the layouts even though the tables are open, the balls, if you could replace one ball with the other, it makes the layout so much easier. So if the racks are kind of sitting against you in 10 balls, sometimes it can appear that you really got outplayed without hardly winning a game.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
So is she dry on the break? No,
she made the
fortunately not. So many times in 9 ball and 10 ball possibly not so much the last ball moving drops.
Oh, absolutely.
Your last hope.
Yeah, you got to pay attention the entire time, that's for sure. Okay, a nice shot on the one there. Oh, wow.
But it's going
it
to
held
stay.
up. I thought he hit it well.
Yeah, he did, but he actually overcut it.
Right. But still overcutting it at that speed, if it catches the pocket, you
Yeah,
figure
just
it to go.
the ball hit the wrong part of the pocket.
I guess so. Now this is going to be delicate coming down the table, that's for sure. Rail first is very delicate also, so I'll be surprised if he plays rail first here. If he does, this is another one you got to kind of smooth it out.
With these shots, a rail first just give you more room for error.
Yeah, but see how it hooks right there. You see how it hooks. You have to come out smoother, just like we talked about before.
I think he hit it very high on the rail, actually.
Yeah, well, he caught the one. He caught the one a little. He caught the one a decently as far as like one of the outer tables. But with the new felt, the rail first is very touchy. During the replay, if you could see the ball hook, it kind of hooked along that bottom rail. Okay, he should kick 2 rails and kick the 2 towards the 9 and let the cue ball come up table. SVB is telling him to try and hit the 2 full and knock the 2 up table, but I think he should kick 2 rails and send the 2 at the 9, not trying to make the 9. Oh, that's a nice shot there. That's a beautiful play.
Yeah, even managed to hide the cue ball.
Yeah, and that was very intended. A lot of control. But we've already seen one incredible kick shot by this young lady. We'll see if she can come with another one. Another thing, when you kick like this, there's so many good ways because you almost always have congestion by the spot, meaning the 4-8, the 3-9. So after the cue ball catches the 2, it's going to continue to come downward towards this bottom rail.
Well, I think here she's a good favorite to hit the ball, to make contact, and
Right. So this
she's
is like
trying to make it actually.
Yeah, she's trying to make it, but I'm saying if you don't, you have a good chance of getting some separation and possibly a snooker. Now this double kiss isn't going to do well. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, she's friends with April Larson. Yeah.
April just finishing 3rd in a
Yeah,
women's pro event.
they got acquainted during the Junior Worlds, I believe.
SVB is going to put him behind the 9 here, where you got to be.
Yeah,
you
you're
got to
kind of
do well.
in jail here.
Some guys, though, you've left a jump shot, believe it or not.
I don't think the 2 rail kick is on.
With the 7 being there?
Yeah.
Well, he would like to hit underneath this 2 ball and send the 2 back up table, but the problem with that is going all the way up and down the table, you have to have enough speed to get a rail.
Hey, maybe applying some left would help.
Yeah, oh, he's going inside the 2.
That's nice contact.
Yeah, and he had to really put a lot of speed on it.
That's an excellent shot. We mentioned April Larson finishing 3rd at the WPBA, and it was Alison Fisher winning once again. That's incredible. She's a legend and still capable of winning.
Yeah, well, play as solid as she does. I mean, just her game is so simply good, you know. She's going to be able to play at that level for a long. She has already played for a long time, but.
What's your take on women competing with men? How come they just are not strong enough? Like there are some examples of Karin Kor winning some events, and I think Yasmin Oshan of Austria. is very well capable just competing with men. But in general, overall,
Well, I think there's at times a little bit of a power issue, but I think today's ladies are learning to play the game a lot more athletically.
Yeah.
Meaning, the best ladies I see these days, like Guy Young Kim and a few of the Asian ladies, they play very much like the man as far as using the stroke to move the ball and do things rather than so technically, aiming so much.
And they run out.
Right, and how do I explain it? It's more of a natural stroke moving the ball rather than, let me be so technical. And
Well, actually, I was asking the similar question to many people, and one of the best replies I received was by, I think, Anna Majirina, another former Russian pro. She said that, the 9 is down. Anna said that probably women lack some kind of a killer instinct,
Yeah, the aggressiveness.
Men are born to be hunters, like they chase the goal, and just women are not like that.
Right.
They don't see the final goal, or just don't know how to do it. So it's more mental.
Absolutely, yeah. It's changing your mind. Like a lot of times, I watch ladies win tournaments. Not at a pro level necessarily, but ladies that are pretty good. They try to win playing safe instead of trying to get down and make the ball to win. Trying to take it away from their opponent more or less, rather than kind of keying on their opponent making mistakes for the win. So, and that's normally my reply in that question I've had a lot of times is it's more the aggressive side of things.
Yeah.
Now quickly out to a 4-0 lead here in our second match on day 2. U.S. on the brink of taking their first lead here in the Dream Challenge 2018. And a nice opening shot on the 1. I think he can get down table on the 2. Now he's got a small area to get there, but can he go around the 4, Michael?
I'm not so sure about this one.
It's close.
The position zone is pretty tight here on the 2.
Well, I'm wondering if he can cue this with low left and get around that 4.
Get around the 4
ball.
ball. Just
It's tight though. I think he can. I think there's more room there. Yeah, Efren would go right around that 4 ball. Now the 3 might be a problem.
Well, to me, it looks like it's very hard to avoid contact with the 4, but
Well,
probably some low left English can help
throw
you.
the ball. What he's going to do is just tell him to get down and. Okay, I guess he tried to maybe get around the 4.
Now another safety, just try to bring the cue ball towards the 9.
Yeah, this is difficult though from distance on a slick table. You're trying to bank this ball back up with English and hold the ball behind the 8, or maybe even use the 8. Maybe even use the 8 right here. But watch, it'll slide out on you. See how it slides out?
Nice call, Jeremy. Once again, they just used another object ball to stop the cue ball, control it.
Yeah, and he did well. It looks like he snookered him.
Another one rail kick if you want.
Yeah, and the 1 railers on any table are the toughest as far as if the ball's out in the space, especially on a slick table.
Well, that's a kind of a natural path for the cue ball.
Yeah, but the problem is the ball doesn't act natural. It will bend. So my advice on these types of kicks on slick tables is you control the bend, meaning aim a little shorter and spin into it, or aim a little longer and draw into it to where you control the bend of the ball. A lot of people, especially in the Mosconi Cup the past couple of years, I watched a lot of ball and hands given up because they try to kick with a natural one, like they're on an outer table that's got a little bit of worn cloth, and then you can't predict the bend of the cue ball so much. Much better off coming a little short and spinning into it, or like Ruslan did right there, going a little long and drawing into it to where you're in control of what happens.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and this is where experience comes into play.
Oh yeah, bumps and bruises. Made a lot of those mistakes myself.
Well, you are one of the most experienced American players out there in terms of Mosconi Cup.
Oh, Yeah.
I think you were victorious 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it was,
luckily you managed to avoid the times of Johan Rusing captaining the Team Europe.
yeah. Well, I wish I was on there to help, believe it or not, but didn't play a whole lot of pool at that time. So, but Mosconi was truly the greatest events I ever played in, and I've had some big wins individually, but nothing as great as the Mosconi Cup.
Well, individually you are a world championship runner-up.
Yeah.
Back in Spain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my roommate beat me. I was rooming with Nick Varner that week when he beat me. All right, they've gotten pretty straight here, so I'm not sure he can pound this in and open the 7-9.
And just drop back.
And play a 7-8 combination.
Or just drop another safety on Team Russia.
Yeah, maybe so. Okay, could bump it. Wow, that's nice control there.
Well, that's perfect. The precision size was less than an inch.
Yeah, and also not to go any more forward with the cue ball, not just to hit the 9, but not to get snookered. Also, if you go any more forward with it, you go behind the 9.
So it looks like we got the first whitewash of the green challenge.
And some great play by the Americans, but some unfortunate rolls for the Russians.
10 minutes break.
So we've got a 5 to 10 minute break, I believe. And we're back for the third match. Singles, Shane McMinn versus Konstantin Stepanov.
3 минуты до начала матча. 3 minutes left. So please get ready.
Better smile. Show your teeth. Show your teeth, Jake. Show your good smile. Better. Show your smile.
Поехали. И мы продолжаем Dream Challenge 2018, день второй. И это горячая борьба. Первый одиночный матч. So we are ready for the next single match. And please greet our players, Konstantin Stepanov and McMinn. Yes, and we are waiting for a hot heel match like last year. Good luck, guys.
All right, we're back live. And there's the first singles match of the evening. Shane McMinn versus Konstantin Stepanov. Team USA is leading 4-3, as you can see on your screens just below.
And the Americans with another win on the lag. And now after trailing 3-1 in the Dream Challenge, have rattled off three wins in a row.
Yeah, and right now we have just another player from a USA squad from this year's selection. Is Mitchell Ellerman joining us here in the booth, along with Jeremy Jones.
Hello, Mitch. How's it going?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good.
Well, Mitch is not involved as far as we know today, so he could help us here.
Tell you what, this is a pretty experienced, nice event they have going.
Not sure he made one.
He did not.
Yeah, he did actually. He did.
Really?
Yeah, but he snookered. So you'll probably see him
yeah.
rolling out and removing the 9 some type of way. Can't get at it directly though. It looks like the 4's in the way. So you may see him shoot the 4 into the 9, trying to leave maybe just a piece of the 1.
Probably. Yeah, it looks like a good shot.
You don't want to give up early wins.
No, I agree. You called it. He just tentative. He was real.
Now the 9 on the spot, what's that going to do? He's going to leave a rail first, though. And he's certainly going to get it back. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of reward in this shot if he can hit it. If he can hit it not thickly, meaning where the cue ball runs.
Yeah, and the cue ball just does a little bit more of the moving. He hits that outside.
Now he can play it another way too. He can come across it and just let the cue ball dive towards that upper left-hand corner, and maybe the 1 will bank up the side rail towards the maybe use the 6 as a snooker.
Oh yeah, he wanted to hit that with good speed, and he just missed his mark. Probably didn't account for the table sliding as much as it has been.
Yeah, it's not going to grab that left English and go towards the 1 like he wanted.
So now this is an open rack for Konstantin.
Yeah, and really what you might say Russia needed at this point. It's still early in this Dream Challenge.
Along with Fedor Gorst, he is the best finisher for Russian players in the recent Kremlin Cup.
Yeah, I played Konstantin a few times actually.
And by the way, how did you like the event, Mitch? I mean, the Kremlin Cup?
It was definitely a surreal experience. It was my first time overseas and playing in a venue quite like that. So it was eye-opening and very cool.
Did you do well enough? Are you satisfied with your performance?
No, I don't think we're ever satisfied with our performance if we're not winning it. But I was happy because I walked away learning something. So anytime I'm learning, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, that's great. This is the thing we have been just talking with Jeremy. You never stop learning in pool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfection isn't really, you might do it every day, but it's not something you really attain.
Perfection is never reachable.
Ooh,
is that going to catch
a
the
little
8?
bit, yeah. Seemed like
that's where I think
he kind of rushed that one with his cueing, got kind of lazy with his tip position on the cue ball, and that's why maybe came off at an angle a bit wider than he wanted.
And the pockets are fairly forgiving with the slidey cloth. I might have come 1 rail just right towards the 5 for the corner. I know the 9 was a little bit in the way, but not much. Nice shot there.
That's all good.
Well, I don't think you can ever call Stepanov kind of lazy with his tip position, because he's so meticulous guy in terms of like everything which goes about the game, like position and everything.
Well, I'm just commented on it yesterday. Good to see him playing some pool. I haven't seen him out in a while, and that doesn't mean he's not playing that much, but he did come to America quite a bit for a 3 or 4 year span.
Yeah, he was playing like a U.S. Open 9-ball and the Derby City as well.
Yeah, the year I won the U.S. Open, I played him in the second round.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he hits the ball well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, many hopes in Team Russia that Konstantin is going to take this point home. Mitch, how do you find the table breaking?
I think I only broke once or twice yesterday, and everything was all sliding. I don't think I broke and made a ball, so I'm a little frustrated with it. But hopefully, by the time I play tomorrow, you can already see some of the track wear. Cue ball's still sliding off the rails because the cue ball's not hitting every inch of every rail. So, but the balls seem to be hopefully settled a little bit more after today's play. A little bit more wear. Yeah, he made 2 balls, 3 balls. 4 balls.
Yeah, right. Hit the rack dead square.
He's got a little bit of work getting from the 1 to the 4, though.
What about the carom?
The carom is definitely doable. And the thing about the carom on shots like this, you don't have to get close to it. You can actually cinch position a little bit more. And I tell you, I might try to play a little position safely to where I could maybe cut the 4 and play the 9.
You like hitting it with inside, going 3 rails, bringing the cue ball just above the 6 center table, even though it's a little bit of distance?
Yeah, I like that. I don't think coming across the table with the 6 there is so great. So I think, yeah, kind of where he's looking now. He could draw this, though. The 6 isn't too much in the way, actually. So he may just come 1 rail out and take the carom. Not even try to come 2 rails. I think 2 rails is okay, though. Oh, he did catch the 6. Now it's just a matter if the 6 doesn't get in the way. I believe you'll see a carom shot, though. I don't think you can play them both, meaning trying to attack on the 4 and the 9. Probably just hit this with a touch of right English, trying to come off the 4 and throw the 9 just a little bit.
How do you aim these kind of shots? Like maybe like ghost ball technique, like in regular aiming, or some special device? Like trying to find
the tangent line coming off the ball. Yeah. That's what I say. You shoot a lot of. You learn to develop a gut instinct on things just like another sport. So.
Yeah, his 4 ball should probably hit. Oh, he's cueing it with lower.
Yeah, and he's
first
drawing
diamond
with the outside. So this is a little different than I would hit it, I believe. He's hitting the 4 thinner, trying to maybe make the 4 as well. Okay, and the cue ball is gonna. Looks like it got a little bit safe. I don't think the 4 passes the 9. I would have played a thicker hit, I think, with a high ball, using the little more the deflection off.
And you get a little bit more separation because you can hit it harder, like play the 4 up table like a bank.
Right. Yeah, I would go across the way that way, the way he's looking now. I think you have a chance to make the 4 on the side. And you have a better chance of separating everything. He hit it quite hard. Surprised at that a little bit.
And he seemed to have rushed the shot, actually, like the speedy stroke.
Well, he brought the cue ball back, got out on him a little bit, but I thought he could play it with the speed, maybe to put the 4 on the back rail. Travel a little bit. He's okay. So he'll probably coming around 3 rails. I think he can go in between the 8 and 9 off the second rail and catch the 3rd rail just before the side pocket.
And doing it low.
With inside, too.
Inside.
He's coming out 2 rails without catching the 3rd rail. Caught the 8. Wow. End up just fine.
Yeah, got fortunate here.
We put him up 2-0.
Konstantin Stepanov doing exactly what Russia needs after losing 3 matches in a row.
And they switched back to the wooden rack. They started today with the Delta 13 rack, and seems like there were some issues, so they switched back to the wooden rack they were using yesterday. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck getting balls touching.
Well, despite Team USA won these matches, they might have been not very pleased with the results of their breaks.
Yeah, one of them was a little rough.
Yeah.
At a crucial time, too.
Well, really, Delta 13 is pretty accurate, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, this table is a Diamond Pro Am. We've got some questions on the chat. Please go ahead and join us on Facebook with some questions to the players.
I could hear a ball go on the break. Not too pleased because he made the 1 and the 2's on the back rail, so he's going to have a rollout situation, just as he had in the opening rack of this match. Yeah, he may not have to roll out, actually.
Seeing from that other angle, he might be able to kick the deuce from behind and send it up table and just kind of stop the rock.
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, but you got to spin into it here, so I may not play the hook. If I kick at it now, I may just play the 2 to the back rail.
Okay.
Just because it can get away from you a little bit if you try to hit it so perfect.
Yeah, okay.
You have, and what I mean is you really have to aim away from it and spin into it to really get everything you want if you're looking for the hook. And this is where Shane may learn that this low curve will let the cue ball get away from you more. He did pretty well. Now we'll see what the 2 ends up.
He was fortunate
probably
to get
behind the 4, actually.
Yeah. And he held the cue ball actually really nice.
Yeah.
He probably wanted the 2 just beyond the 8 a little bit.
Well, the main goal is to hit the ball square on these types of shots.
But you'll notice a lot of times when you don't have a definite route of the object ball, you're better off to leave the object ball out in the middle of the table, believe it or not, even when you don't have some snookers to make your opponent come with a tough shot, rather than knocking it down when you don't know it's going to get to the back rail. It'll leak over a pocket.
Yeah.
And you leave them an easy shot.
Easy for them to get back in the game.
So little things that don't come up that often in our game, but are very important. Okay, just kind of like that. That was a pretty nice shot, believe it or not.
Yeah, sort of a containing safety.
Yeah, make your opponent come with something instead of...
just trying to leave the cue ball close to the rail.
Right. That's real close if he has a pocket or not. If he does, he may be able to roll it in and try and play a little snooker behind the 8-5 just in case he misses.
Yeah, slow roll the deuce all the way down.
Mm-hmm. He's not going to get either one. It doesn't appear. So nothing easy for Team USA to start. Did it get over the 8?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yes, he will have to shoot jacked up a little.
Yeah, and it's a touchy shot because you have to dig on the cue ball a little bit, and that side pocket's involved, so he doesn't want to end up very full on the 5 to get to the 6.
Well, actually, he's got to punch it, I think.
queuing right over the 8 too. Nice
They
shot
were real
there.
good, yeah. That's one thing I noticed. He has a little bit more deliberate pause than the rest of them. And when he really follows through, I mean, it's precise.
Yeah, that's what I meant saying they're pretty meticulous with his game.
Yeah, there was that pause and then big swing forward. Oh, not
That's a
happy
big
with
mistake.
Yeah, that's going to cause to where he's probably going to have to play safe, I believe. And you know, one of the first Russian players we saw in America here in the last 15 years was Evgeny Stalev. And
Stalev is probably the proper way to pronounce it. Yeah, but
right.
Many Americans go like they has to leave.
Yeah, but Stepanov came over and he had a much different form because I think he was raised more playing pool than he was pyramid. So putting him behind the 7. Oh, he went for it.
He ginned it.
Yeah, left-handed too.
Yeah, like we saw yesterday, Konstantin already shot several shots left-handed, and he is very good at this one.
He's definitely acclimated to the table. Feeling good.
Do you suspect that Team Russia was allowed to practice there overnight?
No, no.
Just kidding. Oh, great effort by Konstantin here, winning this rack. That's the first time ever we hear this cheer in the background. Russia, Russia.
I think they were saying Konstantin. Wow, what a beautiful shot left-handed here. Pulling the cue ball up above the 7.
Yeah, just hit it like nothing.
Yeah, perfect. Didn't hardly touch the rail at all. I thought he was landing behind the 7.
Yeah, I did too.
Konstantin is the oldest player on this squad, obviously, because the selection is pretty young. He is 34, I think. So plenty of experience.
Yeah, it shows.
He's not going to get an offensive play here, so we'll see tactically what he does. Bring the cue ball maybe behind the 5 with a little draw maybe and send the 1 down table. He could edge the 1 as well, coming behind the 5. It's probably the best shot, actually.
Yeah, at least damage control. Use the 8 if you overhit the 1 a little bit. But
maybe ducking behind the 8, yeah?
Yeah, he's going to play it down table. Use the 4, 3, 8 as blockers.
Okay, so you're probably going to see the jump cue here. I don't think Shane really has a choice. Not going to it, so looking at a side rail kick maybe right before the side. No, I don't see the kick at all.
No, the 6 ball's got him pretty good.
Yeah.
Mitch, how do you feel generally playing under the shot clock?
I mean, I'm normally pretty quick. Yesterday, I mean, it's just a new kind of pressure, and I'd be nuts to tell you or lying to you if I said I didn't feel any. And it was kind of getting the cobwebs out and just trying not to think too much. You know, I got teammates, I got a coach, and it's not discarding what he says, but just believing in me. You know, I was here for a reason and just believing a little bit more in my capabilities.
I suppose the whole team was instructed by Johan just to pay attention to the shot clock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you play with it, you get a little more gut instinct where it's at.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I see like with Tyler and Shane McMinn, they always start their pre-shot routine with just looking at the screen.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a little straight, but still should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's
A
fine.
little bit, and you could have seen a little mutter from Konstantin.
Yeah, he doesn't want to lay on the rail here, though. Again, with the 5 being open, there's no problems as long as you're not on the rail.
That's okay.
Meaning he can handle almost any angle and straight in.
Punch this a little low left, come back to slaying over the table.
Nice to rails position on the 9. Team Russia is 4-0 ahead here. We've had one whitewash just recently.
And this is the 3rd match of 5 on the evening, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Next up will be Oscar and Corey duel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
versus Fedor Gorst and Konstantin Stepanov once again.
Right.
Okay.
Shane's been successful making a ball on the break both times, but had to push out. And
Yeah, he's making the ace.
well, no, he didn't
or,
push out.
not
Actually,
getting a
kicked
shot,
behind
yeah.
the 1. Yep. That's the thing about making the 1 on the side on the break. Okay, he's made one. Now the 1's coming around. Gonna get a shot. Yeah, he got a shot. And he's got an easy one, pretty easy 1 ball.
Yeah.
Now he'll want to open up the 7-8 some type of way right here with the 2 being over the pocket.
I almost like rolling it with right. That way the cue ball goes forward and climbs away from the 7 with the outside English, knowing that the 2's right there.
Yeah, he shouldn't have any problems as long as you don't want to baby it, of course, but don't
Yeah,
overhit
yeah.
it either. That way your cue ball doesn't get away from you. Still got some issues though. He's either going to have to play a 4-9 combo or a carom shot later if he gets to it.
I would definitely do the carom, get separation between the 2 balls.
Yeah, very nice. So the 7 is loose now.
Yeah, but a 4-9 one way or another is going to be his last shot, whether he makes it or not. It looks like the carom's pretty natural from below.
Yeah, the carom is definitely on.
If you had your choice, you would like the combination more than the carom.
Yeah, but the 5's kind of putting a dent in those plans.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer the carom better because just in any case you move the 4 away from the cue ball.
Oh my. That's too much. That's no good.
That's too much either for a combo or a carom.
Yeah, I'm surprised he drew the ball out instead of just cheating the pocket a little bit.
I think hearing the shot clock could have got to him a little bit, maybe got him a little antsy.
Well, he's just got to take what he can get here and lay
It
him
looks
behind
like,
the 9, I think. Oh,
Wow.
definitely should have played a thicker hit there rather than trying to play with so much touch. I thought he would play the 4 thick to the side rail and kill the ball behind the 9.
Oh, this is done, guys.
Yeah, this is going to tie our match up at 4 apiece. Not much to inspect here.
Oh, Costa usually wants to be very precise. Sometimes probably overdoing this.
Maybe. this is just a high ball. Could come around if you wanted, but I don't think there's reason to. Well, gonna be okay with the 9 so accessible, I think, just going back and forth, but
Yeah, just yesterday we've seen a very nice cut shot on the 6 by Billy Thorpe, which was probably twice as hard as this one. So he's okay here.
I think it becomes missable if you throw this ball in, believe it or not, but just because of the slick conditions, everything might not happen exactly like you want. I would just cut it in and go back and forth and take the cut on the 9, but either way should be all right.
That'll tie it up 4-4.
Well, this is 4
Вновь
apiece.
ничья,
The overall
4-4,
score.
10 минут перерыв.
Right now we're going to refresh, to reset
Beautiful.
our feed, so this time the break is going to last at least 10 minutes. Get back there. Thank you, everyone.